Therapy with Above and Beyond, taking things down a darker techno route there. That was Ireland's Matador with B Sunday. Plenty still to come, including Above and Beyond, Mark Knight, Kryder and Coldplay, plus a guest mix from two of Euphonic Records' finest acts, Henry and Marty, aka Stoneface and Terminal. Keep the messages flying in as well using the ABGT hashtag. You can join in the conversation on Twitter, Facebook and now even YouTube if you're catching us live, where I know a lot of you are tuning in tonight. youtube.com/above and beyond for that one. Another track from my UK tour sets for you now. This is Jerome Isma-A's 2015 mix of Smile When You Kill Me. Vintage and Morelli's work. That was their remix of LTN featuring Ariella Maren, Let Me Go. Time now to let one of you go and push our button.
Push the button.
Well, it's always nice to see one of our own productions top our web vote poll. So I must say a big thank you to everybody that made Peace of Mind our Push the Button winner this week. Misha Linehan from Portland is hitting play with me tonight. She's busy revising for her exams, but can't help get up and dance every time she hears it. Well, just for you, Misha, this is Above and Beyond featuring Zoe Johnston and Peace of Mind.
Group therapy with Above and Beyond. Push the button. Push the button.
I lost all my riches, the diamonds in the mine. It turns out that this was the best thing to
final few of your messages now. Jordan Castle is facing some tough times ahead, but he's a big fan of the show, so we thought we'd give him a mention. All the best with your recovery, mate. Riley Farfan is looking forward to seeing us in South Africa next week. Looking forward to catching up with Protoculture over there, so should be some great shows. Sarah Caldwell in Toronto would like to wish her boyfriend Cody a very happy birthday. And Tanya Stevenson says she's thrilled to see that we're returning to Kansas as part of our Whistle Stop Midwest tour next month. We'll be dropping by Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Detroit and Columbus as well. So head to our Facebook page for all the info. Tickets go on sale this Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central. Brand new Crider for you in a moment, but first here's Robosonic featuring Stag and Word.
This is group therapy.
pausing? What, now you don't like the music?
Well, if we're gonna talk.
Okay. Well, first of all, do you guys, what would you say are like big challenges for the project?
I feel like from what she said and what you and I are trying to do is translating some of the dialogue that happens that's not visual, but to make it visual and still make it. It's not that hard, trying to be as accurate as possible. But I think to make things up, obviously, for example, like the no-go is purely communicational. It's not.
So translating real systems into educational systems.
Educational/visual systems that don't necessarily, lots of trying to stick to something somewhat true or realistic in this situation.
How about something both accurate and visual? Something accurate, visual, and interactive. Find a way to translate real systems, such as the completely verbal real-life go-no-go, into something accurate, visual, and interactive. Cool. Jordan? Think of any challenges? Anything stick out to you?
Other than my technical difficulties.
Other than your technical difficulties. I also wrote down, I actually wrote down that, like, really wrapping our heads around the true complexity of launch was sort of it's a little bit of an eye-opener, I think. Because then we had to turn around, we actually, I think, scaled our scope back a decent amount just because of that. Because it was sort of, we turned around and said, okay, well, Hikes and I and Steven turned around and said, alright, we need to put a little bit more time into designing this rules engine that we keep talking about like it's just kind of a plaything. So, that was my contribution there. Okay. I have a whole list of bullet points here. I'm probably going to read through them in a second. I need to do something with the future. So we said we would do, spoke with the competitor in Germany about providing mutual interface between our simulator and his hardware launch system. Hardware launch system. Spoke with, by the way, that was the thing, this is the thing that I was over there talking to him so long about. The whole, I don't even really know, like, remember he came over and he's like, I could do like the pre-launch and then you could do the launch. So talked to him more, and he came up with the idea of doing like, sort of a branch. So eventually he'll do his thing with his pre-launch and all that stuff. But then maybe what it could eventually be turned into is you have a simulator side of it and you have a game side of it. So like if somebody wants to do the more realistic side and use our, for lack of a better phrase, our fancy algorithms for determining if things are actually going correctly, get some randomization thrown in, stuff like that, then you would click that side. Otherwise you go with the other side, and it's his kind of story about an asteroid and blah blah blah. So there's that. Okay. Now I shall read this off. Alright, so we did the 3-2-1 liftoff challenge. We saw a chance to help people understand how complex spacecraft launch really is, and also it allowed us to stick to the skill set that we were already pretty well suited for with game development. Our project is called Go No Go. It's a simulation engine built to be able to create dynamic launch conditions, or in simpler terms, it's a game that will change unexpectedly and in ways that are hard to predict. Users are presented with a spacecraft going through the final stages of launch and must monitor numerous systems on the craft to determine if it is safe for the craft to launch. As difficulties increase, the timeline for launch as well as the number of systems you must monitor will increase. Go No Go is built on Unreal Engine 4 using C++ and Blueprint for the rules engine and 3ds Max for the models. The rules engine is designed to be incredibly flexible in order to facilitate dynamically increasing or decreasing the constraints on launch. A chain of processing nodes that fall into two categories, hold and conditional, receive a set of telemetry information from launch sensors. As each node processes the dispatch information, various combinations of hold statuses can be triggered behind the scenes so that the simulation knows how a user should be coding the launch. However, the engine doesn't share what it knows with the user, instead only showing the telemetry data for the user to interpret. One of the biggest challenges was beginning to comprehend the true complexity of launch. To accommodate that complexity, we scaled down our minimum viable product to take the time needed to design a system that can change on its own during a simulation, making life interesting for users. Also, finding a way to translate real systems, such as the completely verbal real-life Go No Go, into something accurate, visual, and interactive. A few ideas that we had for where to go in the future. We spoke with two different groups of competitors. The first was a gentleman in Germany and discussed the possibility of having a mutual interface for between our simulator and his hardware launch system. The second was another team here in Orlando talking about incorporating their story idea as an alternative play mode for the game. And finally, we did toss around the idea of having a real-life 6-hour launch sequence that is multiplayer, so that multiple people can spend 6 hours of their day doing nothing more than watching a few pieces of data fly across their screen. Yeah. And those are my bullet points, basically.
Do you really want to emphasize the 6-hour part?
Yeah, I think it's funny. Everybody, I told a couple people out, and they're like, "You're not really going to do it for 6 hours." I'm like, "Yeah," and they just laughed. They're like, "That's awesome." So, thoughts?
That sounds great. She did mention the one about, or no, it wasn't her, it was Janice.
Oh, Janice, yeah. So,